Hello, welcome to Reframing Mindset Podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, welcome back to Reframe Mindset Podcast. My name is Content Brooks. In this episode, I talk about the 9 to 5 experience for the first week. Ah, um, so what happened was I had this third for the first week. I actually passed two tests again. Well, for the first week, and that would be the let's see, um, is so it's in the new department. It's actually in the new department. So this would make it be like maybe my third or fourth week in the new department. So what happened now? I'm just in the training doing the test, and I'm actually barely, it's actually it's frustrating. It's really stressing when these tests comes, but I actually pass all of them so far. And what happens is that when you do this test, you also have retakes. So one of the good thing about passing the test the first time is that I actually earn myself some free time during the retakes. So so that's actually a benefit for me, and to actually make some moves during the free time. I earn that stuff. And what happens that this weekend now that's me passing this test, it'll give me a relaxing time on this weekend. So I'm actually grateful for that. Allow me to relax, not going to the week more stressed. But it's not over. It's not over. It was that I get this one day stress free, and then back to the work of trying to survive and make it to the make it to the job. So that's how it goes. That's how it goes. And um, I guess w- what happened was that this actually made me try to thoroughly read. I have to actually thoroughly read. What happens is that the test is actually getting progressively more. It's working on different skills, and it's actually giving me the getting me back into that school mode that I left behind so long ago. But now I'm more mature to actually use it more effectively. So that's basically how I look at it. Um, it's it's effectively training my brain. Yeah, and what happened was that from the for the week. Also, what happened was that one of those week, what happened is I actually made the food. As I'm living paycheck, trying to survive to the next paycheck, and then boom, made the food, and I forgot the food. Oh my god, I forgot the food. It's like one day before the pay came, and I forgot the food on that day. So I had to just basically tough it out that day until the paycheck, and be like, so that's something else. That's something else that you actually look think about as well. In your grind out of poverty, you're making your 9 to 5 income and such, and then you say, okay, I'm just gonna cook food to actually save myself some lunch money and stuff. But some days you may forget the food. And what else is so now I'm going to this new department with more experience. So I'm able to actually reach this work early. So what I'm going in actually working on is my attendance to be and what happened is that I've been severely able to actually keep my attendance these past 2 weeks. And then I was going to just close off this week with a perfect 8 hours, perfect 8 hours. And it was almost in jeopardy when I was basically taking my taxi that Friday morning. Boom, taking a taxi, just chilling, going working my way, waiting to just go reach to work. Then I hear this pow, pow. I'm like, what happened? Boom, the tire burst. I was like traumatized, be like, oh my god, bro, please don't tell me that I'm going to end this week without that perfect attendance. Oh my god. But then I came out and then this other taxi came and the taxi person was like, okay, go with this taxi and such. But that was traumatizing. That was traumatizing and made me realize that okay, that is something that I think about when I have a car as well. The tires. And so you may think that okay, getting a car making it more convenient, maybe reach work earlier and stuff like that. But there's certain car things as well that I just think about maintaining and random things like this where a tire burst or stuff like that can just happen and cause a dent in your day. And you just can't control it. You just don't know when it's gonna happen. Yeah, so as I said, new things are just popping up every day to basically just preventing me from making that big bang. So it's just a fight uphill. I know it's something that I listen to memes and all those stuff about is that what, and they usually say when it's time to get your blessings, it seem like everything is going wrong on your way up. And every bad thing that can happen is just happening as and you just have to be like, oh my god, you just have to just push through to make it to that blessing. You just have to push through. And that's what these tests and trials are. You just have to just push through it and then eventually you just reach a point where you be like, oh my god, this is so second nature and it's due to those trials and you're pushing through and learning from them that's made those things become second nature to you. Be like, oh, so that's what I think about it because that's what I try to think about it. So that's basically it for this for the first week. Just basically surviving still and see how further I can go. So thank you for listening. I look forward for the next episode. Mhm. Okay, something else I just forgot to mention was so I said back to the ironing episode where I talk about if I just focus on learning how to iron every day, I get progressively better. It actually came in handy. So recently again, due to some reason on the weekend, I could actually get to actually iron anything in all my pants. So I had to be ironing it during the week. And what I realized was that I was ironing them in the morning before I go to work, and I mentioned I want to get this good attendance. So I was taking a huge risk in ironing those pants in the morning because I may actually take longer and then boom, I reach late. But funny enough, I think I realized what myself is actually ironing the pants, which was a longer. It actually took longer to iron the pants more than the shirts. I was actually doing that faster than usual. So I think me actually just going through the process of ironing every time is actually making me progressively better. So it's just one of those things I'll be like, practice makes perfect. Just like at work, me practicing how to talk, I eventually get better. Same thing with this ironing stuff as well. If me doing it consistently, somehow, some way I make get better, and then situation like that, I do it quicker. But it's not something I recommend. We actually just try to do it in the morning. I recommend you doing it on your day off or such, so that you basically have one less stress to worry about during the week when you're coming home. So that's basically what I'm focusing on doing now. Again, just so I could be ahead during the week. So that's one less thing I have to worry about and can actually make some more positive moves during the week. Now, so that's basically this for this episode as well. Thank you for listening. I look forward for our next episode. Mhm.
Well, This is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
Perspective of time. That is that certain how some things seem like it take forever, and then something feel like it's gone in an instant. And it's one of those things where you know doing the 9 to 5, working the 8 hours of the day, and then doing something like gym. Gym I'm just doing like 60 minutes or maybe uh, or more 70 minutes, depending. And what happens is that certain days you happen that when you may start certain days. So like the 9 to 5, the 8 hours, no matter how it's so far, no matter how low the workload would be, it doesn't feel short unless, for example,